Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are, which corner of the world you are in. Today in South Africa, Johannesburg, is a beautiful Sunday morning today. The birds are tweeting outside and everything is exactly the way it should be. How are you feeling today? It's been some time, but welcome back to Speak It with Zoliswa. I trust that you've been having a fantastic time. You've been living life being the best person that you can be. You've been living life being authentic, doing exactly what you would do when you have nobody to impress, doing exactly who you would be when you have no one else to impress, but to be the best person that you can be. I've been doing exactly the same thing. And recently, whilst I believed and I could see it, even with my natural eyes, that everything was going up in the direction of my dream. Everything was happening for me, and I could see that my future was coming towards me. It felt like I was no longer taking any step towards anywhere, but it was coming to me. Everything was just flowing downstream. And suddenly, I found myself having my name dragged into some media issues. And the most difficult part of the whole thing was that I could not clear my name. I was in an institution where I could not say what is it exactly that had happened so as to clear my name. And this got me thinking. I took a step back and I said, what is the best that can come out of this situation? What is the most important thing in my life right now? What value will I get out of going out there and trying to prove my innocence? And you know, the moment I had a conversation with myself along the lines of what I've just outlined to you, then an answer came to me saying, aha, this is how it looks like when it's coming together. Because you see, my life has got its own purpose. Your life has got its own purpose. In the course of living the purpose that you are, there are circumstances around you that are still going to, they are not going to stop. They are going to continue happening as they would in the midst of what you are trying to achieve. How do you remain unmuted by the circumstances in the midst of it all? That's the lesson that I have been learning in the past few weeks. The lesson that I have learned is, how do I react or respond to a situation where I feel that I am not being portrayed out there as the true version of the person that I know myself to be? I exercised what is called compassion. What do I mean by compassion? The issue is the people that are going to be saying things about you will be coming from a space of their understanding of the situation. They have their own view, depending on where they are, of the situation that is presented before them. And they are going to give an assessment and an evaluation of the situation on the basis of where they are. They may be on the wrong side of their eyeballs to see things the same way as you do from the side that you are in. However, they have every right to express their opinion. The most important thing is, how do you keep sane and how do you keep unmuted and focused in the midst of all of those things? I learned the lesson, and my lesson was, what kind of a helmet do I have over my mind so that it does not get me to deviate from the goal that I'm focusing on? What kind of a breastplate do I have so that my proverbial heart doesn't get affected adversely in such a way that I find myself displaying what comes out of the negative thoughts or the negative emotions, as I call them to be? All I'm trying to say to you today, this morning, this afternoon, this evening, and beyond is, life is like the stock markets. You have your goals, you have your dream, you have your vision, you have your plan, you have your strategy. And as you go up, and you can see that it is coming right, it is coming to the direction that you would like it to be, then something happens out of nowhere and boom, it goes down. Your focus should be, when it goes down, what is the best that can come out of this? That is the moment when you're going to buy more shares. Because if you buy shares that are going to support you at the point of the tip of the V at the bottom of your life, you can only go forward. And when you go forward and upward, the tip that is upwards is going to be higher than this one. So I'm using the example of a stock market because that is how it goes. Up until the time that these bodies can no longer carry us in this humankind, we are still going to experience difficulties. We are still going to experience moments of sadness, moments where we feel we have no control. But I have news for you today. It is not the external circumstances that are determining who you are. It is the authentic being inside of you that remains the same in the midst of all the circumstances that's going to tell, and that's going to determine the outcome of where you are going to be. What will keep you going in the midst of everything that's happening to you would be the question, what is important to you? Will these external circumstances and their impact matter in 300 years' time? That is, if you have a long-term vision of that nature, as I do. If the answer is yes, then entertain them. If the answer is no, then you move forward. You carry on and you go forward in the midst of the circumstances, because your eyes of the mind are focused on that which will be important, even at the end of the period that you have set yourself to achieve whatever goal that you want to achieve. I'm sending you love, I'm sending you compassion, and I'm sending you strength today. And I trust that whatever it is that you are focusing on will surely come to pass. No one is ever going to stand in your way of achieving what you want unless you, and only you, give them permission to do so. May you find it in your heart to look at the mirror this morning and say, I am proud of myself. I forgive myself for everything that I may not have done, which would support me in the past. And from now on, I commit that I will put myself first, that I will drink from the cup whilst everybody else around me will be drinking from the saucer. Love you all. Have a good day. Ciao.